Funimation's website, and I will be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go. Funimation's logo. Never get sick and tired of looking at it. Alright, now it is here. I do feel bad for her, especially with what happened to her sister. But who knows, maybe there's a small dim chance her sister's alive, although seems highly unlikely. Yeah, because if Kasane is already thinking about Naomi in the first meeting, that's already a huge ass death flag. And honestly, Naomi was honestly one of the ultimate decisions, because to give up her life to protect Kasane was just one of the maximum acts of selflessness right there. Oh! What the? Oh wait, did they just transform into a monster then? I hope it's just a monster emanating from a creature from her body, but no, it doesn't seem like that's the case. You know, out of all the anime openings, I'd say this one is my favorite of the season by far. And actually listen to the full version of Scarlet Nexus opening online. It sounds fucking fantastic. But man, the short version of it's pretty damn cool too, though. I ain't gonna lie. But man, just listening to the full version of this on Blast, man, that's honestly something worth doing. Like, no joke. Because as much as this series sometimes has a few moments that are less than optimal in the anime, it is entertaining as fuck. And unfortunately, with now that it's looking like it's gonna be the death of Naomi, as unfortunate as it is gonna add stakes in the series, because for the writing stuff to kill off a character that was seemingly likable this quickly, it shows that the series ain't fucking around one bit. So I do love its gutsiness there. Yeah, I would have loved maybe a few more moments with Naomi before the after, though. But hey, it's better than nothing. Unfortunately, she's going to have to grasp the fact that her sister's not all in there anymore. But yo, to see someone as normally as mentally and emotionally strong as Cassandra be in that state on her knees, oh, I would like to have optimistic thoughts and be thinking that Naomi's fighting it, but I'm not gonna blame him for automatically shooting, because in this context, Naomi is another. The chances of her being able to communicate with the others is almost a zero. You gotta admit, the CGI actually looks decently rendered. At least looks PS3 level. I'll give it some credit. As it should be, at least at the level, considering that Scarlet Nexus is actually based off of a video game. It does make sense at the very least that it should have at least a base quality standard when it comes to CGI. And at least it looks better when it comes to its rendering of its visuals than the other anime airing this season, which was decent. Yo! Our boy going in! Oh! Hey, he's only trying to do his job. Yeah, there's no way, yeah. That was fucking quick. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's gonna go with the theory I thought when I wrecked episode 1, where, yeah, the others, they come from humans, which I saw the twist coming from a mile away. Once you see a lot of animes, the twist is always when you have a gigantic ass titans, they're humans. And psychopaths, what powers the dominators? Human brains. And from the new world, what are the rats made out of? Human. It's like it's always humans when it comes to anime. Like it's always the twist of it being humans. Okay. That is fucking creepy. He's gonna say Naomi's dead. Yeah. Had a feeling if they're gonna cover it up, might as well just go all the way. I do like this. How you have some of them following the orders of the captain, and others not being so gung-ho about it. Okay, what is this on? I understand her line of emotions, but there's no way she can go up against the top tier members in the party. There's like no fucking way. But I'm not gonna blame Kasane for trying. It ain't just physical wounds. I mean, shit. Just the emotional distress of you losing someone. It's gotta keep a toll on someone's emotional health. But it really is a shame what happened to Naomi though, because she was lovable. That's life though. Sometimes life doesn't give a shit about a person's feelings, unfortunately. Doesn't matter if you're poor, rich, old, young. It could take you at a moment's notice. The thing is, now we know that others seem to... Oh yeah, she was losing around when it came to the sparring sequences in episode 2. But at least now this kind of does let credence to the theory that, yeah, the others do originate from humans. I mean, hey. Shit's gonna happen regardless eventually. Even if he can, Spring's gonna have a tough task of keeping morale up. Regardless, even if he manages to keep everyone shut up, that's gonna be quite the tough undertaking there. And I do like how we're seeing some psychological pain that Kasane's going through, because she's acting as like someone who lost one of their limbs with the way she stares at Kasane's bed-related things as if she was still there. That makes the scene a lot more emotionally taxing. Aww. Whoa! It's not like it was Kasane's fault that things went down the way they did. Aww. But I can't understand where Naomi's parents are coming from, though. Even though it really isn't her fault, it's not like they could have controlled what Naomi wanted to do. Oh, okay, at the very least there's some hope. I mean, why would he believe him? It's not like our girl has access to a lot of information. The thing is, I don't think Asana would be inclined to sharing that anyway. She doesn't seem like the type to be super talkative. Oh! That's quite a scary thought. Not only you have to worry about the others as external threats, you have to worry about the Homuncans as an internal threat too. I like, oh, you know, I really like where this is going. And I love this too. They didn't overpower Yuto, and now he's trying to practice as much of his kind to get his strength up. So that the same things don't happen again. That's what I dig. I do like this bit of character from Kasane where at the very least she trusts you to enough to at least say that bit of information. Ah! This dude. Hmm. I was gonna say that he could bring up the Holy Sauna in his past, but then it would not be the right time at this specific moment. Yeah, our boy ain't no snitch. Instinct. Oh! Jeez! But regardless, though, I could see why he would attack Naomi. It was an act of self-defense. Oh, alright. I like how despite being emotionally stressed, Kasane still has a little bit of sympathy at the very least be thinking our boy. That at least shows you quite a bit. Hey, you know, I like this. It shows you the significance of not. Well, hey, it's normal by his standards, so at the very least, that means it's something. But his hard work is why he's made it too. He can't just give all the credit to Nagi. Our boy deserves some too. I do like how Kasane is linking Yuto and Nagi's relationship. Not the same, but somewhat similar to the relationship she had with Naomi. Oh, that is a good point because if if some of the other platoon members weren't there, Kasane's actions could have caused harm to her allies or comrades. So I could see where he was coming from. All right, finally a smile from her. It feels rare. But I'm not going to blame her for not being smiles, though. Anyone in her spot would be in a pit of depression. Oh! Yo! Shit! Definitely feels like the possibilities of Naomi going back to normal are just even more distant. With that shit. Oh boy. Gotta admit, that's a good cover. taking advantage of multiple others attacking before implementing a devious and diabolical plan. I like the world building here. At least they show us visually how they handle evacuations right before major fights occur. Because in some animes, they don't bother with those details sometimes, showing how evacuations go and all that shit. They just have big fights and boom, that's it. So at least it makes the setting in the series feel more tangible despite it being futuristic sci-fi. I know she's saying that, but saying and doing it in the field is different. Yeah, you can tell some of the art is a bit wonky. But hey, you know what? As long as it looks good in the battle scenes, that's what matters the most in this series. I always like how I try to like make them much more comfortable making jokes like that. That's actually pretty cute. I mean, hey, he looks like he chose to come back of his own free will, but I wouldn't say it's working from the bone. It's more like a Nagi wants to work himself. And especially considering what happened to Naomi, considering he was having a crush on her, I could see why he'd. Yeah, I could see why that'd make him more determined. Oh! Kasane said not to say anything! Yo, I'm gonna be snitching! I think you better keep that on the down low. And yeah, he was lucky that Kasane didn't hear. Considering Kasane is going to be on full-on alert mode. I mean, I can see what happened to the man. I mean, for one, our boy got physical injuries in the previous episode, and then he has to deal with the emotional strain of Naomi's death. I could see why Naga would be acting the way he is. Okay, hopefully one of them starts realizing that there might be a trap set up. Oh! Yo! Interesting. When she was talking to Wataru, she said Onichan in the actual episode, which I think means brother. But in the episode, he said the name of her brother. I mean, in the subtitles, she said the name of the brother straight up. Interesting how the script contrasts with what's going on in the center of the episode when it comes to Funimation's website. Wouldn't be the first time that happens. I just wonder why Funimation takes liberties sometimes with the actual episode script. And it looks like now we're getting the betrayal on screen. Well, it looks like it's going to be the poor alarm percentage. You're going to have to be pulling in some overtime right now. With the way Seto's reacting, he knows straight up what Genma's talking about. Oh! You know, I'm sounding like Luca. Shit. It didn't go. And we're getting all the badasses showing up just out of freaking nowhere. Oh boy. Oh. Okay, okay. At the very least, that blow didn't knock him the fuck out. Yo, he did that solo without even moving much of a muscle at all, just his hand. It does some like Darth Vader like shit right there. Pretty sure there's someone operating the strings behind Travers though. Oh, but I wonder where that's gonna lead. Oh! Wait, did they operate on Nagi's mind? Because I don't think him reacting like that isn't normal at all. Oh, shit. Is no one worried about Nagi? I'm like, bro! And you know, if I was there, I'd be creeped the fuck out. I'd be like, how is he reacting in pain, breathing in pain, and then afterwards he's normal? Okay, I like the episode, but I didn't like the ending bits. I'm like, how the fuck does no one notice that Nagi was in pain? And then afterwards he stands up and smiles with his weapons on the hands. I'm like, come the fuck on. You saw multiple OSF members in the fucking background. Now, unless they're blind, there's no way they were not going to notice that something off is with Nagi. I'm like, I'm not going to even blame the writers on this. I'm going to blame the director because the base script in the episode itself is good. It's the animation stuff that fucked it up because I think if they would have maybe storyboarded it a bit better, maybe have the pain and crying during, say, when everyone's attention was focusing on Luke facing the traitor, and then in the meantime you had Nagi in pain, but then you had Kasani in pain and people were focusing on Kasani, then that would have actually been a good way of having it be more realistic. Then it'd be like, all right, I kind of started not noticing Nagi in pain because there's a lot of fighting going on. At that point in time, though, it was talking dialogue sequences. That's why the directing in the episode fell off. Script was good, though. You had a feeling that he did something to his mind because Nagi would not have been reacting the way he did if everything was all peachy fine. And that also explains why he left out of the hospital super early, too. Because some of the blows he took in episode 2 didn't look light at all. They looked like some manly, heavy as fuck blows. Now, in saying that though, those are pretty much the only negatives I could find in the episode. Oh, and then the animation quality wasn't that good either. You can tell there was a lot of usage of stills during some of the action set pieces. Like, the only action set piece that looked good was when we saw Naomi in the other form. That scene looked really damn good. But other than that, that was the only bit animation-wise that stood out and it looked beautiful. Because there are multiple instances where you could tell the artwork was a bit off-model. But in saying that, there were positives. While yes, the twist of others essentially being humans was an obvious one. I mean, I call that since episode 1. I still think it's a nice twist. I mean, they executed it right because at the very least now, when they do take on another, it ain't just, a super random supernatural creature. At the very least now it's going to have the connotation of it being, oh yeah, it's also something that's likely from another human too. So that actually makes the fights in the series a little bit more engaging. I do like the character development for Kasane, how she straight up trusts our boy Yuto enough to be like sharing some really major private information with them. And I do like how you're seeing some traders in the OSF actually. I think it makes the conflict in the series much more dynamic because if the enemy in the series would have just been the others, it might have been mundane because it would have felt like Monster of the Week. Oh, which other do they have to take on next? At least here when you have some of the human characters going absolute batshit insane crazy too, it's going to make the conflict in Scarlet Nexus much more varied. That's why I thought the episode itself was good. And that's why I thought the script was good overall, despite the flaws in the animation. And the soundtrack for the episode itself was pretty dang nice. I gotta give credit where credit's due. And that's why if I had to rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being average, no, 5 being average, 1 being abysmal, and 10 being exceptional, I'm actually going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I thought I did enough to be really engaging in my personal opinion. And I definitely pumped up to see what's going to happen next week. Especially considering the fact that they did a good job of making Nagi likable, so I definitely don't want to see him kick the bucket. But man, the odds of him living don't seem good at the moment. But yeah, overall, I really love what I'm seeing, and I'm pumped up to see what they're going to do next. Now, right before I go, let me just say thank you very much to everyone who's watched my video. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, or subscribe if you do not want to miss my Scarlet Nexus episode 4 reaction. Hope y'all share the video if y'all want to, and I will see y'all later if you come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all very much for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone.